morning, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents a Sunday morning presentation of Inside Pitch. The 1972 final week is on the air. Today's date is October 1, 1972. We are at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field as the St. Louis Cardinals take on the Chicago Cubs. Let's take a look at the standings and see what is up for grabs today. In the American League, the Boston Red Sox could not clinch the division last night. They will have a chance to clinch today if they win. If they win today, they will play the Orioles in 10-minute ticker. If Boston wins today, they will clinch the American League East. The Orioles are two back. The Orioles are two back for a still chance to get the division. The New York Yankees are only one game ahead of the Detroit Tigers for third. The Tigers do qualify, but they got to get into third place here. The American League East is still very much up for grabs. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics, they are clinched number one throughout the American League. And their magic number is 1 to clinch home field throughout. So if an Oakland win or a Pittsburgh loss, the road to the World Series will go through Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The Kansas City Royals right now are tied with the Baltimore Orioles for the 3 spot. But Baltimore has a better board record. Baltimore is 4-2. And Kansas City is 2-2. So right now, the Orioles, if it was to end in a tie, Orioles do get the 3 spot. So that is what the American League. In the National League West is set. The Reds have won the division there. The Astros are the number 4 seed, no matter what happens here. The Astros will play. The Astros, will play the number 1 seed. Will play either wild card or the number 1 seed. They are actually rooting for a Cardinal loss. The Cardinals come into this game a record of 76-77. They lose today, they are out. The Cubs have already clinched the number 3 spot. They will take on the Reds in the NLDS. The Pirates either got to win and Oakland's got to lose to still have a chance to get home field throughout. The Astros would love the Cardinals to lose today because if they do, that means the Astros do not have to play a wild card series, which means only 4 teams will go in from the National League. There would not be a wild card series in the National League. We will definitely have one National American League wild card game, no matter what happens, because both the Yankees and Detroit are above. Everybody's above 500. There will be a 5 seed in the American League. That is what's at stake today. For today's game and the 10-minute ticker, Brian B., Phoenix Knight, Brian Patterson, Jimmy Jam, and Midlife Crisis join us here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs historically won this game. The Cubs 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The Cardinals were shut out, no runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The Cardinals are using a hodgepodge lineup because, of course, they were not figured historically. My rule on that is this. The starters must play 6 innings. After that, going into the 7th inning, I will start replacing the starters with the main players that played that year. So if the Cardinals can at least be close going into the 7th inning, we will start seeing some of the main starters coming in for the game. That is my rule. A lot of people think I should change the lineups. I don't. These are as-played lineups. This is what it is. And, I kind of think it makes things interesting because you get to see some players that not many replay people actually do. So you get to see some games with some players maybe you never heard of or may hear of later. And that's why I think these games here the final week are so interesting. And who knows? And yes, has a team with hodgepodge lineup beaten a team with main starters? Yes, it has happened. So, without further ado, let's play some morning baseball. Starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs today is Milt Pappas. Had a good year in 72. 17 wins, 7 losses, a 2.77 ERA. Only 80 strikeouts and 26 walks in 72. Wrigley Field. Hitter's Park, 146 home runs, -2 to strikeouts, but definitely a hitter's park in 72. So we are all set and ready to go. It is do or die for the Cardinals. Win. They still have a chance with 10-minute ticker. And we may play a game from that, depending what happens. Lose, they are out, and only 4 teams from the National League will go into the postseason. As Vita Productions and Doug Hunt join us here at Wrigley Field. Let's get going. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Cardinals will be the left fielder, Jose Cruz, 235 average, 2 homers, and 23 RBIs in 72. He is in left field for today's game. We're going to use blue, white, and blue dice. Cubs are the home team. Cardinals know must win or they are out. Cubs want to put them out of their misery. What happens today in a big game here at Wrigley Field? The Cardinals, they got to do it. Can they do it with this lineup? We're about to find out. Let's go to the first pitch. Pappas, 3-2, range play. Cruz, 3-3. That's a ground ball hit to first base. That ball is hit to Pat Bork. His range, however, is a 5. He's got it easily. He'll make a play. Pappas will come over, and he'll receive the play from Bork, and that's out number 1. Next up for the Cardinals will be the second baseman, Mike Tyson, a young Mike Tyson. And no, not the fighter. 189 average and an RBI. As I said, Cardinals using a hodgepodge lineup, or I should say a September lineup. Pappas, 6-3 against the righty. Strikeout, 13. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. First strikeout for Pappas, 2 down. And now we'll see the right fielder, Bernie Carbo, a 251 average, 7 homers, 34 RBIs. Kevin Hayes joins us here at Wrigley Field. Pappas, 2-3, that is a blank. Carbo, 1-2, and that's a ground out to second base. That'll be handled by Paul Popovich, and he will toss it over and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Cardinals, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Tyson charges the mound and KOs Pappas. Starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals today is Jim Bibby. He had a 1 win, 3 losses, a 3.35 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and 15 walks in 72. Bibby got the call for the pitcher pitcher today. The Cubs have some of their main starters in, but you've already heard that not all of them are in the game. Leading off for the Cubs will be the shortstop, Don Kessinger, 274 average, 1 homer, 39 RBIs. I feel Kessinger was a solid player in his career. Bibby, as Clee baseball fan, joins us here at Wrigley Field. Bibby, 6'2", strikeout, 17 is high. Kessinger, 6'6", it's fly to center field. Getting under that is going to be Jorge Roque, and he's going to make the catch for out number 1. As I said, some players we don't know much about, but that's the one thing I like about the final week. We get games like this. Next batter is the right fielder, Jose Cardinal, 291 average, 17 homers, 70 RBIs in 72. Bibby, 5'4", against the righty, strikeout 9, that will miss. Cardinal, 4-4, pop out to third, and Bill Stein is going to go ahead and get to that, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. And now we will see the left fielder, Billy Williams, Hall of Famer, absolutely. 333 average, 37 homers, 122 RBIs. Billy Williams had one of his best seasons in 72. Bibby, 1-4, strikeout plus 10, that 14. Yep, that's going to get him. Called strike 3 on Williams, and that will retire the side. First strikeout for Bibby, and nothing across for the Cardinals. And it's no score after 1. I'm sorry, nothing across for the Cubs, I should say. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Cardinals will be the catcher, Skip Jutsi. 239 average and 5 RBIs in 72. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. Jutsi. Pappas with the pitch. Pappas, 6'2", error on a grounder. Jutsi, 3-2, and that is a fly out to right field. Getting over there is Cardinal, and he will make the catch for the out. The next batter will be the first baseman, Ted Simmons. He's at first base for this game. Hall of Famer. 303 average, 16 homers, 96 RBIs. But every time I say that, Simmons always seems to overachieve when I roll him. Pappas will pitch. Pappas, 6'5", that is a blank. Simmons, a 6'3", that's flied to center field, and that will be Gene Heiser going ahead and getting to that. And that is out number 2. And now we will see the third baseman, Bill Stein, a 314 average, 2 homers and 3 RBIs. He may be staying in the game. Pappas with the pitch. Pappas, 5'2", that is a blank. He's not tired. Stein, a 4-6, and that's a ground ball hit to third base. That'll be taken care of by Ron Santo. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Redbirds. We will go to the bottom of the second. Billy Williams might as well get prepared to be walked intentionally against your Reds. Leading off for the Cubs will be the third baseman, Ron Santo, Hall of Famer. Yeah, and that's fun. For some people, for some reason, Cubs fans forget he was one. 302 average, 17 homers, 74 RBIs. For some reason, people forget Santo is a Hall of Famer. I don't know why. He had a heck of a career. Bibby with the pitch. Bibby, 1-1. That is a blank. Santo, 1-1. Double into center field. Santo will go ahead and bounce that one off the wall. And that will be a leadoff 2-bagger for the Cubs. And now the first baseman, Pat Bork. Know nothing about him. 259 average and 5 RBIs. I said the Cubs are using a few hodgepodge players as well. Santo on at second base. And that is a 7. He'll stay put. Bibby would pitch. Bibby, 6'1", walk, 15. That is high. Bork, 4-6. That's a ground ball hit to short. That'll be handled by Mick Kelleher. The throw goes to first for the out. And Santo, he will make third. Slow rolling grounder. And Santo does have the speed. He'll get to third base, but just barely. So that is a ground out to short. Next up will be the center fielder, Gene Heiser. Know nothing about him. 196 average, though, and 4 RBIs in 72. Infield is playing in. Cardinals cannot allow any runs. Strategy, nothing on the 11. Must-win game for the Cardinals. Lose, and they're out. Bibby, 2-3. Wild pitch, 11. No, but a possible pass ball, and that's up to Jutsy. His pass ball range is a 2. No, it's going to bounce off his chest protector and roll all the way to the wall. Santo will score. It's 1-0 Cubs. Oh, what a way to allow that to happen. On a pass ball. Skip Jutsy can't do it. And, of course, he's young. And that will allow a run to score. And it's 1-0 Cubs. Here comes, and now Heiser will bat with nobody on base. Bibby. 6-4 against the lefty. Blank. Heiser. 1-4. And that is a ground out to first base. That'll be taken care of by Simmons. He'll take it himself to the bag. 2 down. 2 outs. And now we see the second baseman, Paul Popovich. Don't know much about him. 194 average, a homer, and 11 RBIs in 72. He did play in 58 games for the Cubs that year. Bibby, 2-5, error on a throw. Popovich, 4-2, that's a fly ball hit to right field. Carbo's going to go ahead and get it, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, and a big-time pass ball on Skip Jutsy. And that's going to bring the Cubs will have a 1-0 lead here after 2. Doug Sessoms joins us here at Wrigley Field. Good to see you, Doug. Hope you're enjoying playing inside. Hope you enjoy your playing inside pitch yourself. Yes, I did notice I got 1,000 view on the Reds-Dodgers game. I don't know why I got it. I mean, that was just I know it's the Reds. I know the Reds are a big draw. There are a number of teams that have always given me, of course, the biggest draws. Yankees, Mets, Reds, Red Sox, there are a lot of teams that give me some big draws, but that's okay. I mean, I try to get everybody's team in there because I want everybody to at least see their favorite team at least twice. That's why I do the replay the way I do. Top of the third inning, and leading off for the Cardinals is going to be the center fielder, Jorge Roque. I think I'm saying that right. Only had a 104 average. He did have a home run and 5 RBIs in 72. 1-0 Cubs. Pappas, 5-5 against the righty. Strikeout, 18. That misses. Roque, a 3-6, and it's a fly ball hit the right field. Jose Cardinal will go ahead and get that with no problem. That'll bring up the shortstop, Mick Kelleher. Don't know much about him. 159 average and an RBI. Is it an earned run to the pitcher on the pass ball there? I think it is. I don't think it is. I mean, I really don't think it is, Jeff, as Jeff Merklin joins us here at Wrigley Field. I'm not sure. I don't know. You might have to find out for me. What lineups am I using for playoffs? Playoffs lineups are the main players I go by at most at bats. And, of course, they have to be active at the end of the year according to Action PC Baseball. And I usually use a lineup for lefties and righties if it makes sense. If not, there could be only one lineup for the whole postseason. Pappas will pitch. Pappas, 5-4. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 6-5. That's a ground ball to short. That'll be taken care of by Kessinger. And he'll toss it over for the out. 2 down. That'll bring up the pitcher, Jim Bibby. He does not have his own hitter card, so he will use the St. Louis pitcher's card, which has a 177 average, 2 homers on it, and 6 RBIs. Pappas will go ahead and pitch. Pappas, 6-5. That is a blank. Bibby, a 4-4, and that's ground ball to short. Once again, Kessinger will get that. Pappas takes his time, tosses it over, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Cubs will be their catcher, Ken Rudolph. Don't know much about him. 236 average, 2 homers, and 9 RBIs. Jeff, it's not earned on a PB. Jeremy Brooks joins us here at Wrigley Field for some Sunday morning baseball. Bibby, 4-2. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 6-3. That's grounded right at the plate. Jutsy will go ahead and take care of that. And he will throw to first to get the out, 1 down. And now the pitcher, Milt Pappas. 191 average. He did have a home run and 8 RBIs in 72. Bibby with the pitch. Bibby, 2-3. Wild pitch. Ball 1. 4-6. Against the righty. Strikeout plus 10. That 18 will get Pappas to swing and miss. And that is a K. Strikeout number 2 for Bibby. And now here's Kessinger. Kessinger is 0 for 1. Bibby will go ahead and pitch. Bibby, 2-1. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 2-6. That is a home run to the pull side. Against the righty, Kessinger needs a 1. He's going to miss it. That's a 3. And that's just going to be a fly ball. Let's see, he's hitting from the left side. So that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And going back for that is Bernie Carbo. But he's going to make the catch near the track. And not Carbo, Cardinal. No, Carbo, that's right. Let's see here. I'm screwed up. Yeah, Carbo make the catch. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Cubs. So a 1-0 after 3. Kessinger gave it a ride, but it will die out there. 1-0 after 3 innings of play in a game the Cardinals must absolutely win. We go to the top of the 4th. Leading off for the Cardinals will be Jose Cruz, a young Jose Cruz. And he is 0 for 1. Pappas, he'll go ahead and deal. Pappas, 6-5. That is a blank. Cruz, 2-3. That's a ground ball to second base. Getting over there is Popovich. And he will toss it over for the out. Next batter is Tyson. Tyson is 0 for 1. Pappas, 6-4. That's a blank. Tyson, 4-6. That's popped up to second base. And once again, Popovich is going to get to that. He'll come inside and make the play 2 down. And now Carbo is 0 for 1. Pappas will pitch. Pappas 6-3 against the lefty. That's an automatic out. And it's a ground ball to first base. It'll be handled by Pat Bork. He will take it himself and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bibby back on the mound. Leading off for the Cubs will be Jose Cardinal. And Cardinal is 0 for 1. Cardinals must win or they are out. If the Cardinals lose, the Houston Astros will be playing the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League Division Series. That is a setup, since we already know the Cubs and the Reds will be playing each other in the other NLDS. No wild card round for the National League if the Cardinals lose here, but they still got to get to 79 and 77. Bibby 2-2 range play. Cardinal 1-6 base hit past third, but it is a range play for Bill Stein. His range is a 1, that's a 4, and that's going to be a double down the line. So Cardinal hits that one into the corner, and Cardinal is going to have a leadoff double for the Cubs. Next batter is Williams. Williams is 0 for 1. Strategy roll for Cardinal. He'll stay at second base. Bibby will go ahead and pitch. Bibby 5-4 against the lefty. It's a blank. Williams 6-6, and that's a fly out to center field. And Roke is going to go ahead and make that. That is out number 1. Cardinal, great speed. Base runner 5 hit the center -2. Roke +1, a 1-3. Cardinal will get the third, and he will. It was deep enough, and Cardinal does get to third base. Now the infield will come in for the Cardinals as Santo is up next. He got a double his first time up. Cubs lead 1-0, bottom of the 4th, in a game the Cardinals must win. This game is meaningless to the Cubs. They will definitely be playing the Reds. That's going to be an interesting series. Bibby 5-5 error on a grounder. Santo 5-6 against the righty. It is a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Mike Tyson. His ever rating is a 5. That's a 5. It's going to go through his legs and into the outfield. Cardinal is going to go ahead and score. Santo will be safe at first, and the Cubs now have a 2-0 lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! And that is an E. That is an E4 on Tyson, and that'll be an error on the Cardinals. They did not have an error in the game historically, but a run will score, and the Cubs now have a 2-0 lead. And the batter now is Bork, and Bork is 0 for 1. Infield now a double play. So a pass ball allows a run, and now an error allows a run. And so Jim Bibby hasn't given up. I don't think he's given up an earned run. Let's see what do you say. And it's not earned. Okay, so Jim Bibby hasn't given up an earned run as the Cardinals are playing shoddy defense in a game they got to win. Strategy, nothing on the 10. Santos stays put. Bibby, 6-6, walk, 10. That will miss. Bork, a 2-2, popped out to first base. And Simmons is going to get there. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Batter now is Heiser. Heiser is 0 for 1. Santo on it first. Nothing on the 15. Santo will go ahead, stay where he is. Bibby, 1-4. Strikeout +10. That is a 10. That is a 10, and that's going to be a swing and a miss and a strikeout. And the inning is over. Third strikeout for Bibby, but 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error. And the Cubs now lead 2-0 here after 4. As right now the Cardinals are picking a bad time to play some very bad defense. Top of the 5th. And leading off for the Cardinals will be Skip Jutzy. He's 0 for 1. Pappas, they'll go ahead and pitch. Pappas, 1-6, hit by pitch. 19 is high. Jutzy, 2-4, and that's a fly ball hit to right field. Cardinals going to go ahead and get to it, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Next batter is Simmons. Simmons is 0 for 1. Pappas with the pitch. 6-3 against the switch left. That's an automatic out, and it's a ground out to second base. Taking care of that is Pappas. He'll throw it over for out number 2. Now here's Stein. Stein is 0 for 1. Pappas goes ahead and pitches. Pappas 1-1. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 2-1. Base hit. That's a single plus double into right field. Stein has to try for second. His base running rating is a 2. Right fielder Cardinals has a -1 arm. Stein will get the second on a 1. He won't. He'll hold at first base, and that's the first hit of the game for the Cardinals. Nice job there by Milt Pappas. He gives up his first hit here in the top of the 5th. But Stein is on first, and now the Cardinals have a base runner. And the batter now is Roque. And Roque is 0 for 1. 2 outs, though, here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Cubs. Strategy roll. That's an 8. And Stein is staying where he is. Pappas with the pitch. Pappas, 5-2. That's a blank. He's not tired. Roque, 2-1. And that is flied to left field. And Billy Williams just says he's got it. And he will make the catch and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Redbirds. And they are down 2-0 here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Bibby gets back on the mound. Leading off for the Cubs will be Paul Popovich, and he's 0 for 1. Bibby, he'll go ahead and deal. Bibby, 5-5, an error on a grounder. Popovich, 2-1. Nope, that's a fly to left. Jose Cruz is going to go backpedal a little bit, but he's got plenty of room for the out. Next up is Rudolph. Rudolph is 0 for 1. Bibby, 3-5. That's a possible error. Rudolph, 3-6. That's not an error. It's a slow hit ball to second base, picked up by Tyson. Rudolph not that fast. His base running rating is a 2. The throw to first, and they got him. 2 down. We'll go ahead and get Rudolph on a ground out to second. And now we'll bring up the pitcher, Pappas. Pappas is 0 for 1. Cardinals down 2-0, but really not by Cubs design. Cardinals just not playing good defense. Bibby, 3-4, strikeout plus 10. That's an 18. Swing, miss, struck him out. And that is the 4th K for Bibby, and the Cubs go in order. 1, 2, 3, still 2-0 after 5. For what it's worth, they played the 72. The Cubs split the season series 6 wins each. Yeah, that is going to be a very interesting series. Top of the 6th, and Mick Kelleher will lead off for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 1. Pappas will pitch. Pappas 1-4. That is a blank. Kelleher 2-2. Ground out to first base, and Bork has got that one. He'll take it himself for the out. Bibby is next. He will bat. He is 0 for 1. This is 1972, not 2024. Pappas, 5-1. That is a blank. Bibby, who's using the 72 pitcher's card, 5-5, and that is a ground out to first base. And once again, Bork is going to make another play, and he'll take it himself. 2 down. Now here's Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 2. Pappas pitching a very good game today, only giving up 1 hit. Pappas, 5-1. That's a blank. Cruz, 3-6, and that's a fly ball hit to right field. Jose Cardinals will go ahead and get to that one. He will make the catch and end the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Cardinals. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Bibby will come out and pitch. Top of the order for the Chi Cubs, here is Don Kessinger. He's 0 for 2. Bibby, he'll go ahead and pitch. Bibby, 4-3 against the switch left. That is a blank. Kessinger, 6-3, and that's a base hit. He'll hit that one into left. And Kessinger will get the first. And that's his first hit of the game. Now here's Cardinal. Cardinal 1 for 2 with a single. Actually, I'm sorry, with a double. Double play depth. Kessinger had 8 stolen bases that year, and he gets the steal sign. 11 minus 1 is 10. Jutsy minus 2 is 8. They're not going to send him. They're going to let Cardinal swing, and why not? Cardinal has a 291 average. Bibby, 5-6, wild pitch. Nope, ball 1. 20 is high. 3-3, strikeout plus 10. And that will get Cardinal swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is the 5th K for Bibby. Bibby's actually pitched a pretty good game today. Just Cardinal defense letting him down. 1 down. Here comes Williams. Williams is 0 for 2. Kessinger will stay where he is. And Bibby will go ahead and he will pitch. Bibby, 3-1, hit by pitch. 6, plunk, ouch. He got him. And Kessinger will hit the second base, and Williams goes to first. And that is the first hit batter of the game. And now the batter is Santo with a chance for the Cubs to go ahead and get more. Santo is 1 for 2, doubled and reached on an error. Double play depth still on, and that's an 11, nothing happening. Bibby will go ahead and pitch to Santo. Fans here at Wrigley Field, they know the fans in the Wrigley Field are saying, bring on the Reds, bring on the Reds, bring on the Reds. Bibby will pitch. 3-1, hit by pitch again. That's a 1, plunk, ouch. Wow, Bibby hits the next 2 batters, and now the bases are loaded. Another hit by pitch. So now the next hit by pitch, anything else, the pitcher is ejected. And now the batter is Bork. He's 0 for 2. And now the infield has to play in. So the Cardinals can't allow any runs, so they go talk to Bibby on the mound. He still has plenty in the tank yet, but the Cardinals may have no choice. They may have to go to a bullpen here soon. Bases are loaded, 2-0. Bottom of the 6th, only 1 out. Cardinals in a game they must absolutely win. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 14. Bibby will pitch to Bork. Bibby, 1-1. That is a blank. He's not tired. Bork, 4-3. It's a base hit right up the middle, right past second. It's a single. Kessinger will score. Williams, he will come around. He will score. Santo, he will not make third. He will hold at second base. Bork gets a 2 RBI single. It's 4-0 Cubs. Stadium cheers. Yay! Runners at first and second as Jim Bibby hits 2 batters and gives up a base hit to Pat Bork. It's now 4-0 in favor of the Cubs. Next batter is Heiser. Heiser is 0 for 2. Now the infield switches to double play. The Cardinals, though, begin to realize their season may be coming to an end. And is that going to be it for Bibby? Not quite. Bibby will go ahead and pitch. And the Cardinals right now do not look good here. Strategy rolls are still on. And nothing on the 17. Bibby will pitch to Heiser. Bibby, 6-5. That's an automatic out. And it's a fly out to right field. And that'll be handled by Carbo for out number 2. Santo, base runner 2, hit the right -1. Carbo, a +1 arm. A 1-2. Santo can take third base. He will hold. And now a chance for Popovich. Popovich is 0 for 2. The Cubs right now trying to put the Cardinals out of their misery. Strategy, nothing on the 4. Nobody moves. Bibby will pitch. Bibby, 3-2. That's a double question mark. That 4 is going to be an automatic out. And it will be a ground ball to first base, taken care of there by Simmons. He will take it to the bag himself and end the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 hit batters, and the Cubs have a 4-0 lead after 6. We go to the top of the 7th, and now we're going to start seeing the starters coming in. Mike Tyson is the main second base today, but he will come out of the game. So coming on to take over at second base, and in that position is going to be Ted Sizemore, 264 average, 2 homers, 38 RBIs. So Sizemore will now take over at second, as I will now start bringing in the starters. The main starters of the team, to give the Cardinals a little bit of a chance. So now Ted Sizemore will go up against Milt Pappas. 4-0, top of the 7th. Pappas, 6-4. That is a blank. Sizemore, 3-5. That is a ground ball hit to third base. Ron Santo will go ahead and get that. And that will be out number 1. Carbo is next, and he will stay in the game in right field. He was one of the main starters for the Cardinals. Carbo is 0 for 2. At least I think he was. Let me see what I want to do here. No, actually, yeah, he's gonna stay in the game. Carbo will stay in. So Carbo will go up against Pappas, 1 out, top of the 7th. When the double question mark comes up, is that always a pitcher result, no matter if the pitcher is tired? If the pitcher is tired, it is still a pitcher result. But yes, if the pitcher is if this double question mark comes up and the pitcher is tired, I do use the optional rule to yank him automatically. It just tells me the pitcher is exhausted. He's had enough. He's told the coach, I want out. Pretty much. Okay. So yeah, if a pitcher result comes up, you still go to here, but the pitcher does come out if you use that optional rule. It's an optional rule. You do not have to use it. But I do. It kind of does make it a little bit more realistic that a pitcher said he's done, or the manager has seen enough and yank him out. So yes. That is sensitive. The one thing about inside pitch that I love, pretty much over all the other game engines, inside pitch does not devastate tired pitchers. That's the one thing I love about inside pitch. It doesn't devastate tired pitchers. If your pitcher is tired, you can probably keep him in there. Unlike some other games where the pitcher is tired, he gives up single, walk, whatever, home run. I just think inside pitch doesn't devastate pitchers. Some people think it doesn't tire the pitcher enough. Create a house rule if you want. If the pitcher is tired, maybe turn a strikeout plus 10 into a strikeout, or a walk into a walk plus 10. I mean, some people do that. They make house rules. Inside pitch is so customizable. People don't really know that. I play rules as written with a couple of house rules of my own. Pappas will pitch to Carbo. He's 0 for 2. Pappas, 3-6, strikeout 20. That is high. Carbo, 2-5. That's flying to center field. That'll be caught by Heiser. And that is out number 2. Next batter is Jutsy. And let's see. I know Simmons is the main catcher. Let me see if there's anything in there. Jerry McNertney, no. Jutsy is, Jutsy is going to, he is going to come out of the game, and coming on to pinch hit for Jutsy is going to be Joe Torre. Torrey's going to go to first base. Ted Simmons will move to catcher after this. So Joe Torre will now come into the game for the Cardinals. A 289 average, 11 homers, and 81 RBIs. Torrey's best position was first base. It makes sense. So Torre will come in here to go up against Pappas. 2 outs here, top of the 7th, 4-0 Cubs. Pappas, 5-4. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 6-5. That is a ground ball to the shortstop. Kessinger will go ahead and get that. He will take his time, throw it over, and end the inning. Nothing across for Pappas. He is pitching an absolute gem. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I will be right back. Don't forget, we have 10-minute ticker still coming up after tonight's game. Tomorrow's date will be October 2nd. Only 6 games were played tomorrow, and only one actually means something. So there's no need for me to choose it after the ticker. This is going to be tomorrow's game. We will be at Tiger Stadium. The Boston Red Sox will take on the Detroit Tigers. John Curtis will be going for the Red Sox, and Mickey Lolich will be going for the Tigers. The Red Sox can still clinch the division, but the Tigers won't be out of it by any means, no matter what happens today, depending on what happens with the Yankees and anything like that. The Yankees do have a doubleheader against Cleveland in the 10-minute ticker. The other games are meaningless, so it'll be the Boston Red Sox taking on the Detroit Tigers. That'll be for October 2nd tomorrow night on Inside Pitch. John Curtis against Mickey Lolich in a must-win game for Detroit. Tigers got to get that game going on, and they really pretty much must win. That'll be tomorrow night's game as Inside Pitch. Only 3 days left in the 1972 season. As Baseball with the Demos joins us here at Wrigley Field, and yes, you are a slacker. Cubs lead 4-0 in a game that the Cardinals must absolutely win. Ken Rudolph is a leadoff batter for the Cubs. With a 4-0 lead, I'm going to leave the Cubs lineup, I think, as it is, or will I? Let's see. The catcher would be Hundley. You know what? Rudolph actually has a better average. Rudolph will stay in there. Ken Rudolph will bat. He's 0 for 2, though. Bibby, he can pitch to 3 more batters before he is tired. And he has, I'm going to let him stay in there. Cubs have if they give up a run, he'll be gone. Cubs is up 4-0, though. Jim Bibby has given up a couple, but a big error and a pass ball has really hurt them. Rudolph, the batter. Bibby, a 4-2. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 3-1. That is a blank. We will have a rare play with bases empty. 36, batter chases 2-strike pitch in the dirt for a strikeout. Resolve play by checking if the catcher allows a pass ball. Well, the catcher is Simmons. His pass ball rating is a 3. It is a 3. He will not do it if pass ball, then score a K, and pass ball batter to first. It is not a pass ball, so it'll be a strikeout on Rudolph. He'll actually throw to first to get the out, and that's 1 out. It's not a pass ball as Simmons gets it and throws to first on the strikeout. It is a K, and that will be out number 1. Pappas is pitching a gem, and they're going to let him bat. Pappas will come up to bat again. He's 0 for 2. As I said, this is 1972, not 2024. Wonder if Chris will ever do new rare plays. I don't think he will, but I say, you know what? Create your own, or utilize rare play system from rare play system from another game. And maybe I was working on a setup of rare plays for Inside Pitch. I just kind of just leave it the way it is. But you guys can go ahead. I agree, he does need some more rare plays. I wish he would use a better rare play chart. But then again, it's mostly more about injuries and things like that. Bibby with the pitch. Bibby, 2-6, strikeout plus 10. That's a swing and a miss, and struck him out. And that is actually strikeouts number 6 and 7 for Bibby. 2 down. And now the batter is Kessinger. Kessinger is 1 for 3. Bibby's actually pitched a pretty decent game. A pass ball and an error allowed a couple of runs. And the Cubs right now are shutting the Cardinals out the way they did historically. Bibby, 3-1, hit by pitch. Not this time. 17 is high. Kessinger, 1-5. That's a grounder to second base. Over there will be Sizemore. He will take his time, toss it over. And then the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Cubs. It's 4-0 Cubs here after 7. We go to the top of the 8th. Rapidly moving ball game. 45 minutes in the stream. Moving pretty well. Pappas, he can pitch to pretty much a lot here. He's in good shape. Leading off for the Cardinals will be the new catcher, but really not. He's moved over to catcher, is Ted Simmons, and he is 0 for 2. As Simmons has moved over to catcher from first base. Pappas will pitch. Pappas, 6-2, error on a grounder. Simmons, 3-3. Nope, that's popped out to first base. And Pat Bork is going to make the play for out number 1. Pappas having a very good day today. He could be a tough pitcher to break in the division series for the Reds. Bill Stein's the next batter. He's at third base. He's going to hit with that 314 average. Pappas will pitch. Pappas, 3-6, strikeout 17. That is high. Stein, 6-4, and he just grounds that to first base. That'll be taken care of by Bork again. Bork will take it to the bag himself for out number 2. Now the batter is Roque, and he's in center field. We'll probably see a pinch hitter for him, and we will, as he will come out of the game. And coming over to play center field and pinch hit now will be Luis Melendez. 238 average, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. So Melendez will take over now in center. And he's still a +1 arm, so I do not need to change the helper. But he is also a better center fielder than Rourke, and he can hit better. So Luis Melendez will now take over at center field for the Cardinals, as they got to get their starters in now, but down 4-0. Do I play as-played lineups? For what? The regular season or the postseason? Postseason, the lineups are all mine. I make up the lineups. However, Baseball Reference, is what I usually go by to make the lineups. In other words, I'm not going to put a batter that usually hit third, into in the 9th position. I usually go use Baseball Reference to get the lineups. But I do choose the players for the rosters. Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at Wrigley Field. Pappas will pitch to Melendez. Pappas, 6-3 against the righty, strikeout 8. That's going to miss. Melendez, 5-3, and that is a ground out to third base. And that'll be taken care of by Santo. He'll throw it over and end the inning. What a job by Milt Pappas. He only given up 1 hit in this game. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Leading off for the Cubs will be Jose Cardinal. He is 1 for 3. Bibby is done. And he was tired, so that will be it for him. And the Cardinals will bring in a new pitcher, and it is going to be they're going to be Diego Segui. 3 wins, 2 losses, 9 saves, a 3.22 ERA. And by the way, the St. Louis Cardinals are running out of outs. Cardinal will bat against the Cardinals. Segui will go ahead and now pitch. Segui, 2-1, strikeout 12. That is high. Cardinal, 1-3, and that's a fly ball hit the left field. And that is going to be Jose Cruz getting to that. And he'll make the play for the first out. 1 down here is Williams. Williams is 0 for 2, got hit by a pitch, though. Segui will go ahead and deal. Segui, 5-4, that's blank. Williams, 6-2, base hit. Williams will go ahead and get a single into right as the Cubs looking for some insurance. And now here's Santo. Santo is 1 for 2, doubled, reached on an error and got hit by a pitch. Infield is a double play. Strategy rolls her off. Segui will pitch to Santo. Segui, 4-4, strikeout. 19 is high. Santo, 2-5. That's a line drive right to first. It's out number 2. And Williams will be doubled off on a 1-4. And he is. He'll tag him, and that'll end the inning. That's going to be an L3 unassisted as that's hit to Joe Torre, who makes the line drive. Williams is off the bag. He tags him off the bag, and that will end the inning. So no runs and a hit for the Cubs. But the Cardinals now need some serious magic to stay in the season. So will we see some ninth inning magic? Cardinals running out of outs. Down 4-0 here, top of the ninth. Pappas is going to pitch. He can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires, and he's pitching a one-hitter. Leading off for the Cardinals is Mick Kelleher, but I think he's going to come out of the game. And let's see who we got here. And coming in for the Cardinals is going to be Kelleher coming out of the game, and coming on to pinch hit for the Cardinals is going to be Dwayne Anderson, a .254 average, a homer, and 8 RBIs. Dwayne Anderson will pinch hit against Pappas. He will take over at short if this game goes any further. Pappas will go ahead and he will pitch. Pappas, 4-5, strikeout 7. No, just too high. Anderson, 3-2, base hit right up the middle, and the Cardinals get the leadoff man on. Only the second hit given up by Pappas. And now Segui coming up to bat. But the Cardinals will go to the bench, and they will bring out Lou Brock. 311 average, 3 homers, 42 RBIs. Hall of Famer, yes. One of the greatest of all time, yes. Before there was Ricky Henderson, there was Lou Brock. So Brock will pinch hit. He may take over in left field for Cruz. He may take over in left field for Cruz as well, and in a double switch if this game goes any further. Infield is at double play. Pappas will pitch to Brock. Fans here at Wrigley Field hoping the Cubs can close the door here on the Cardinals season. Pappas with the pitch. 4-6, it's a blank. Brock, 4-2, base hit right past second base. It's a single. Anderson will have the speed. He'll get to third, and the Cardinals have runners at the corners and nobody out. So now runners at the corners here with no one out. And now the batter is Cruz. And let's see what they want to do with him. And they're going to take Cruz out of the game because Brock is going to take over in left field. And coming on to pinch hit for the Cardinals will be Ken Reitz, a .359 average and 10 RBIs. Ken Reitz will come out now and pinch hit with runners at the corners and no one out here in the top of the ninth. He's a third baseman. The third baseman was Stein. But because Stein also had a good average, I kept him in. But Reitz may be taking over at third. Anderson at third, Brock at first. Pappas, he will pitch to Reitz. Nobody out, top of the ninth. 4-0 Cubs. Cardinals trying to make a push. Pappas, 6-6 against the righty. Strikeout 3. That will miss. Reitz, 5-6. And it's a fly ball to right field. Now that's going to be caught by Jose Cardinal for the out. Reed says a sacrifice fly of 3. No, Anderson doesn't score there. Anderson, base runner 3. Cardinal -1, a 1-2. He could still score. No, Anderson stays at third. The ball is not hit deep enough. And now the batter is Sizemore. Sizemore is 0 for 1 for taking over for Tyson. But now runners at the corners, they're going to keep the infield a double play because a double play will end the inning. But now 1 out here for the Cardinals. Anderson on at third, Brock on at second. Pappas will pitch to Sizemore. Pappas is now tired. Oh, he's tired now. Let him finish. They're going to leave Pappas out there for at least if he gives up a run, they'll yank him. But Milt Pappas, they're going to leave him out there pitching a shutout. Anderson on at third, Brock at first. Fans here at Wrigley Field hoping the Cubs put the Cardinals out of their misery. Pappas, 6-6 against the righty, strikeout. 17 is high. Sizemore, 3-6, and it's a line drive to third. That is out number 2. Line out to third. That is out number 2. A 1 or a 3. A 1, Brock is doubled off. A 3, Anderson is doubled off. And that's your game. No, both get back 2 down. Wow, Anderson dove back to third base. So did Brock. But there are now 2 outs. That could have been the game right there. And now the batter, the last chance for the Cardinals, is Bernie Carbo. Carbo is 0 for 3. Fans here at Wrigley Field again hoping the Cubs saying, bring on the Reds! Bring on the Reds! Anderson on at third, Brock at first. Pappas trying to close the game out right. Carbo trying to keep it alive for the Redbirds. Their season rides on Carbo right now. They lose. They are out. Pappas will pitch. 5-1. That is a blank. Carbo will swing. 4-1. And it's a fly ball to left field. Coming under it is Billy Williams. He'll come in a little. He'll take 2 steps inward. Put out his glove. Blop. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Chicago Cubs shut out the Cardinals 4-0. The St. Louis Cardinals are out. Stadium cheers. Yay! No runs, 2 hits. But the Cubs will eliminate the Cardinals. They will now fall to 76-78. The best they can do is 77-78, and they are done. They are out, which means the National League postseason is set. The National League playoffs are set with the Cardinals being eliminated, so it will be the Chicago Cubs taking on the Cincinnati Reds and the Houston Astros playing the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League Division Series. There will be no wild card round in the National League. Final line score coming up. For the Cubs, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. For the Cardinals, no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Cubs historically shut them out in this game. Inside pitch will agree with it. The winning pitcher is Milt Pappas. He goes the distance and gets the job done. And Jim Bibby takes a tough loss. Cardinals just could not figure out Milt Pappas at all today. And the Cardinals are eliminated from the postseason. So the National League playoffs are set. Cubs and Reds, Astros and Pirates. The Reds will have home field, games 1, 2, and 5 in the division series. And the Pirates will have home field 1, 2, and 5 in that division series. Which means we're only going to have 1 wild card game. And that will be from the American League. But the question is, what will the American League give us? We don't know. Let's see if 10-minute ticker helps us find out. And that's coming up next. So no wild card round in the National League. How about that? How about that, guys? Hey, if you want to make the postseason, you got to win games. And a losing record should not get you in there. I did that one time where the guys had a losing record and got in, and somebody actually told me that really doesn't make much sense. I thought about it. At first, I thought he was being a little bit condescending, but then I said, you know what? He makes sense. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Cubs knock out the Cardinals. They will have to wait till the next replay. But let's see what this happens here in 1972. Let us first take care of the games here for October 1st. Some very big games coming up here. Let's take care of the meaningless games. Minnesota at California. Twins 7-15, and that is 1. Angels 363, and that is 5. The Angels will win that game. Dodgers and the Reds, that's meaningless because the Reds have already clinched everything. Dodgers 11-25, and that is 3. Reds 11-23, and that is 2. And the Dodgers actually will beat the Reds. Philadelphia and the Expos. Phillies 9-13, that is 1. Expos 11-13, that is 1. They will go to extras. Phillies roll, let's see, Philadelphia 1, -2, -1. Montreal 3, +1 is 4. That'll be a win for the Spos. Mets and, Astros and the Padres, that's meaningless. Astros 17-63, and that is 8. Padres 5-14, and that is 0. And the Astros shut out the Padres. Atlanta and the Giants. Atlanta 15-11, that is 0. Giants 21-36, and that is 6. That's a win for the G-men. White Sox and the Rangers is meaningless. White Sox 13-36, and that is 4. Rangers 3-11, that's 0, and the Pale Hose will get a win. Now let's see what we got here. Mets and the Pirates. Mets and the Pirates. The Pirates, Oakland's magic number is 1. If the Pirates lose this game to the Mets, the Oakland Athletics will have home field throughout. Mets 3-35, and that is 2. Pirates 16-35, and that's 4. Now the Pirates stay alive. That's a win for the Bucks. But now we go to Oakland and Kansas City. Now this game is important because if Oakland wins, Oakland will have home field throughout. Kansas City wins, they will take a half-game lead on the Orioles for number 3. Very important there. Big game, Oakland, Kansas City. What will happen here? Athletics 10-31. That is 3. Royals 7-14. That is 1. That is a win for the Athletics. The Oakland Athletics will have home field throughout. The World Series will go through Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, or at least the road there. Now Baltimore right now has the number 3 spot, and they don't play today. They were off on October 1st. So the number 3 spot in the American League is still up for grabs, but right now Kansas City's a half game back. Cleveland and the Yankees. But we're going to do Milwaukee and Detroit first. Milwaukee and Detroit first. The Brewers are out, but the Tigers need to win this game. Detroit is 1 game back of the Yankees for 3rd. Tigers got to win and then hope Cleveland can really give the Yankees a headache in the doubleheader. This is a big game here. Actually, I'm sorry. Baltimore does play. They play the Red Sox. My bad. We'll say that for last. So Cleveland and the Yankees, Milwaukee and Detroit. Let's do Milwaukee and Detroit next. Detroit's got to win to get a half game back of the Yankees. Can the Tigers get a big win? Because we're going to have them tomorrow night. Milwaukee, 5-53, and that is 4. Tigers, 12-15, and that is 2. And the Brewers give the Tigers a tough loss. Tigers lose a tough one to Milwaukee, and they now go to 79-74. And the Tigers had 156 games. The Yankees played 155. So the Yankees, even if the Yankees beat the Indians twice, they do not clinch third place. But however though, with the Tigers losing, Baltimore clinches a playoff spot. So Baltimore is now in the postseason with the Tigers losing, because Baltimore is 81 plus 74 is 155, and Baltimore had 154 games. The Orioles are now in the postseason. They will clinch. Plus, Baltimore has a better board record. Now, the Tigers need the Yankees to pretty much fall apart against Cleveland. This is a big doubleheader. The Tigers are 1.5 now back of the Yankees. Let's see if the Yankees can get some help from the Indians. Game 1. Cleveland 5-26, and that is 2. Yankees 2-25, that is 1. And the Indians will give the Yankees 1 loss. Now can Cleveland do it again? Tigers need Cleveland to win this game. Cleveland 7-65, that is 7. Yankees 9-66, that's 9. And the Yankees will split the twin bill. So that means the Tigers are still a game and a half back of the Yankees. They are not out of it, but they're going to have a big game against Detroit tomorrow, against the Red Sox tomorrow. Now, the Red Sox and the Orioles. Kansas City losing. Baltimore can take a full game lead on the 3 spot. Boston wins. They clinch the American League East. Baltimore wins, however. They're only 1 game back of Boston. Maybe the Orioles are thinking a division title. They could still do it. Lynn McLaughlin for the Red Sox. Mike Cuellar for the Orioles. Can the Red Sox clinch their 2nd division title in a row? Red Sox 8-43, and that is 3. Orioles 10-25, that is 2, and it is over in the American League East. The Boston Red Sox are your 1972 American League East champions. The Orioles will still stay tied with Kansas City for the number 3 spot, but now Boston will have to wait to see who they will play, and so does Oakland, because that's not decided yet. But the Boston Red Sox have clinched the American League East. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow, a very big game at Tiger Stadium. The Boston Red Sox will take on the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers are a game and a half back of the Yankees for 3rd place. Boston is in. Baltimore is in. It's now between the Yankees and Detroit. It'll be John Curtis for the Red Sox, Mickey Lolich for the Tigers. The Red Sox have already clinched. It's now meaningless for them, but not for the Tigers. And they need the Yankees to lose to the Brewers to get some any hope tomorrow night. What will happen tomorrow? Red Sox and the Tigers, a huge game. Only 3 days left in the 72 season. Be there or be square. Brian Patterson, Doug Hunt, Jimmy Jam, Bob's Tabletop Sports, Doug Sessoms, Jeff Merklin, Dan Atkins, Phoenix Knight, Brian B. Let's see here. Baseball with the Demos, Vita Productions, Clee Baseball Fan, Kevin Hayes, Midlife Crisis. I think I got everyone. Thank you all for joining me today. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay Stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Chicago Cubs blanked the Redbirds 4-0. The St. Louis Cardinals are out. Only 4 teams will be in the National League postseason. But we're still not done yet. A big game tomorrow night.